Your biggest risk isn't at work. It's in your employees' living rooms. Picture this. One of your best people is staring at a spreadsheet, but all they can see in their mind is their 14-year-old alone in their bedroom with a phone, an AI chatbot, and a feed that never sleeps. They're not thinking about quarterly goals. They're thinking, who's messaging my kid right now? What did that group chat say after midnight last night? What if that AI bot pushed my teen a little too far and he's hurting himself? That constant background fear? I call it silent panic load. The non-stop mental buzzing that tells a parent, something might be wrong at home, and I'm working overtime and I'm not there. And here's the story gap nobody's closing. You see missed deadlines, slow responses, and low energy. But under all of that is a mom or dad terrified that their unsupervised teen's phone is a ticking time bomb. They're at work. But their mind is home, in the dark, with a glowing screen.
Your safety net is drowning in 36.2 million cries for help yearly. I'm Ashley, former teacher, mom of teens, and I've watched this crisis unfold in real time. We pretend kids are just online. But here's what almost no one is saying out loud. Cyberbullying that follows them into their bed at 1 a.m., sextortion scams, fake friend accounts, and strangers sliding into their DMs. AI chatbots that don't just talk, they push boundaries, twist emotions, and sometimes help drag fragile kids towards self-harm that has cost some kids their lives. And in the background, agencies and hotlines are flooded. Tens of millions of reports every year. They cannot keep up. That's the tension. Parents think someone out there is watching this issue, right? Behind the scenes, systems are overloaded, and your employees feel that gap in their gut. So they show up to work exhausted, sleep-deprived, and afraid. Not because of your company, but because of what might be happening on a screen they can't see.
Your productivity crisis at work has a teenage face. For months, I thought my company had a distraction problem. Slack, email, social media, right? But when I really listened, a different story surfaced. A top performer taking urgent personal calls during key meetings because her son got a threatening DM. A manager missing a deadline because her daughter's fake nude images were threatened by an online blackmailer. A quiet resignation from a brilliant top performer dad who said, "My teen's mental health is collapsing. I can't do both." My spreadsheets said, "Performance issue." Their faces said, "Family emergency." Here's what kept me up at night. How many of our work problems were actually home crises we'd never been trained to see, let alone solve? When I understood that, I stopped asking, how do we make people work harder? And started asking, how do we help their kids be safer so the parents can actually breathe and work without issue?
What if an audiobook could guard your employees' kids? I'm JakeyMac, the world's first AI kid and mentor. Together with Ashley, we built GuardianOS, a gamified audiobook system that turns unsupervised screen time into guided safety training for employers and their families. But not the boring kind. We use mirrored learning. You hear the same situation from my teen perspective and then real-life concerns from Ashley's parent perspective. So in one short audio mission, I walk teens through how it actually feels to be spammed with DMs, AI friends, and endless notifications, and how to block, report, set up phones to protect themselves. Ashley walks parents through the same scenario, how to set up safety and privacy, build a safety squad, and how to talk so their teen doesn't just shut down. Together, we guide them through, locking in safety and privacy on devices, spotting cyberstalkers, sextortion, and grooming patterns, managing anxiety, depression, screen fatigue, depression, and digital overload, flipping the phone from a weapon of mass distraction to a powerful tool for learning, productivity, and growth. Every episode is short, story-driven, audio format, and practical, Perfect for a commute to work, school, a run, or a walk.
We already did the hard work for your HR, legal, and IT. The JakeyMac Foundation is a 501c3, so supporting GuardianOS doesn't just protect families. It can also deliver real tax benefits and amplify budgets you already have for mental health, EAP, family wellness, community impact.
And when we say done for you, we mean it. It's everything. Turnkey, GuardianOS comes with a complete implementation handbook. HR, legal, IT, compliance. Each department gets its own playbook. Pre-written emails, memos, policy language, and agreements are ready to go. Onboarding templates, FAQs, and rollout steps are already mapped. You don't need to build a new program. You just 1. Send us a list of employees for a pilot. 2. We send secure access codes directly to those parents. 3. They start the audio missions. 4. You receive clear performance and engagement reports. From your side, it feels like flipping a switch. Pilot on, families supported, leaders informed. You look like the hero because it seems like you built a world-class digital safety program, but we've already done the heavy lifting for you, and all designed by experts.
For some families, this isn't about performance, it's about survival. We're not just talking about lost hours or lower engagement. We're talking about kids pushed to the absolute edge by relentless cyberbullying AI conversations that break them down instead of building them up. Social feeds that whisper, "I know where you are," or "You're not enough," 24/7. Once a child goes through online terror, once a parent watches their teen's mental health crumble because of what happened on a phone, that family and employee is never the same.
Parents don't forget the night they found the messages. They don't forget the emergency room. They don't forget the what if that lives in their chest forever onward. And those parents still have to show up at work the next day or the next week, trying to pretend everything is normal. GuardianOS is about closing that gap before it becomes a headline in a family's life. Family first, profits next. And when you protect families, the profits have a chance to grow.
Run the numbers. Protecting families grows profits. You'll see. Click the button near this video and use the GuardianOS ROI checkup. In just a couple of minutes, you'll see what absenteeism, presenteeism, and parent churn are silently costing you for real. How a small GuardianOS pilot, say 50 to 100 families for 60 days, can plug that invisible leak. How tax advantage support through the JakeyMac Foundation 501c3 can stretch the impact of funds you're already investing in mental health and EAP. No new department, no giant project, just a simple decision. Yes, we'll test this. I loved that it's that easy.
You give us your pilot list. We send access codes. Parents and teens start the missions. You get performance reports and real stories from real families. You'll know in hard numbers and human impact if GuardianOS is the family-first, profit-next solution your company's been missing. Your employees are already fighting a digital war for their kids. The only question is, will they fight alone from their desks or with you, with GuardianOS at their backs? Click the button. Run the ROI check. Let's launch your pilot and turn every phone policy into a family protection policy. Because kids' lives are at stake. And when families are safer, everyone wins.